plane tickets to Peru through airline miles, and I didn't have enough to get to Lima. I didn't really research it prior to going to Colombia. I didn't have like the Amazon on my radar. I was only thinking about Colombia in terms of like Medellin or Bogota. Then suddenly this thought came to mind at some point. Well, you want to go to the Amazon in Peru, but why don't you go in Colombia? I thought, oh my God, why didn't I think of this before? Okay, what I found out was that the way to access the Amazon in Colombia, most people end up going through Leticia. To get to Leticia, you have to go through a flight because there's no roads that arrive in Leticia. And from Leticia, you take like a river taxi. You have to take the river taxi to arrive at any of the communities that are along the river. After leaving Leticia, I stayed a couple of days with an indigenous community on the outskirts of Santa Sofia. The Amazon rainforest is a very special place, not only for its biodiversity. The air is always humming, there's always insects and birds. You know that you're surrounded by life every moment that you're there. The indigenous community of Santa Sofia is a lot like many other of the indigenous communities along the banks of the Amazon River in this part. There are many people living together in small houses that they've mostly constructed from local woods. Many of the roofs are thatched either with palm leaves, which they create themselves, or many also have tin. There really is a community feel in these little communities because almost everyone knows each other. There are very few inhabitants and many are related. It's also worth mentioning that the indigenous tribes in the area are mostly Kokama, Ticuna, and Yawa. I believe that Ticuna is the most numerous. There was a lot of camaraderie there with the other tourists, probably because we were all equally at the mercy of the outrageous heat and bird bites.
Bueno, este árbol es utilizado para las viviendas tradicionales. Anteriormente se miraba que los indígenas vivían en los árboles, pero no era en cualquier árbol, sino era en esta clase de árbol. Por ejemplo, ahí da para colocar una hamaca, 2 hamacas, 3 hamacas, 4 hamacas, 5 hamacas, 6 hamacas, por ahí unas 50 hamacas. Quiere decir que pueden vivir 50 personas aquí en este árbol, en hamaca. Y ahí se le puede poner hojitas para la lluvia y se queda ya la base de la casa, de la vivienda. Entonces de esta manera, anteriormente era muy utilizado estos árboles para las viviendas. Después de la conquista, se dice, ya los indígenas empezaron a correr, a esconderse, a salir. Ahí empezaron como a maquinar un poco la mente y pensar en la arquitectura tradicional.
As our friend Nabil was saying, many years ago the indigenous people used to live in trees like this. They could hang many hammocks up in the top branches and the bottom was like the base. He said that you could get up to around 50 hammocks up there. And then after the conquista, after the country was conquered by Spain, they started changing the types of houses that they would create and started living in more traditional style houses. So after that, I was picked up by somebody from the hostel that had arranged the tour, and we went to a monkey, what's it called? A monkey rescue thing that's in Moncagua, and that place is called Maicuchiga. They do not allow filming or photos in there, so I have none. It was an interesting experience, and I highly recommend anyone who's in the area to go. Next, we went to Puerto Nariño. It was also a good experience. I loved Puerto Nariño. I loved it so much that I wanted to go back the next year, and then I went back the next year. I love it so much. The Amazon River at 7 a.m. is so beautiful. It seems like a very clean little town. They've got nice little sidewalks and things. When you pass the statue of the boa, you know you're on the way to visit Reserva Huachine. Reserva Huachine is located on the outskirts of Puerto Nariño. It takes about 20 minutes to arrive by walking. Here you can see birds, caimans, and sometimes monkeys and sloths depending on which animals are around that day. But the main attraction is a fish called pirarucu, also known as the arapaima in other parts, possibly the world's largest freshwater fish. This one is a female named Tintina.
Desde acá si no cultivo sino otro también es hacer un cultivo de pirarucú. Míralo.
Oh, sí.
Ahí está, es el
Wow.
pirarucú.
Wow.
Te vamos a darle video, recomiendo video.
Sí, espérate.
Sí.
Ya casi.
Video. Oh. ¿Listo?
Sí.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's all we have for today's video. If you watched this video, thank you for stopping by. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.